What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy SIG. This song has got entertainment, comedy, music, and knowledge. I do drop other content, but you just don't watch it. So back to the entertainment news and popular topics. We got 6ix9ine in the news right now today. Now, he been in the news for the past couple of months actually, and so I'm gonna start this video from beginning to end on how I feel about a lot of stuff that we could learn from dealing with the situation that this rapper is going through, and pretty much adjust to the situation and stuff that we might have missed, stuff that we can add on to it without incriminating the brother any more than he already has been through all these other videos and stuff like that. Because me, pretty much, I'm not here to judge the dude for every wrong thing he did. He already going through enough, and I do videos, I try to do videos different and point out different things that people is not talking about. So I'm gonna start this video off with a little introduction, then I'm gonna move on to different parts of different topics inside and put it all in one video, so I don't be sitting here just milking this for video after, you know, doing 13 videos in 1 week on the dude before I even get all the news, or I even get the news right, or before anybody even, you know what I mean, get a gist of what's going on or whatever the case may be. Now, anyway, let's continue. Now, when the world was first introduced to the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, or when I was first introduced to him, pretty much I seen that he had like a 50 Cent personality with an Onyx and DMX type of attitude through his music. You notice the rainbow hair, you notice the energy that he was putting off through his music, and you notice that the gang that he was affiliated with, and the consistency along with the Trippie Redd beef and all this other nonsense. But the main thing that you noticed was the energy that he was putting off through his music, which created a lot of influence. Now, instead of bashing the ball, I say this: there's quite a few things that I learned from this artist being in the game for the short time period that he was. He did kind of call us on himself, so you know what I mean. He's not innocent in this case. His music speak for itself. His music snitches on himself all the time. So if the FBI or whatever looked into the music, he pretty much will probably have a bigger case on his hands. But anyway, he did unite the Bloods and Crips in his videos, showed that they don't always have to be beefing, and he was cool with them as well as being the Blood himself. And he learned the algorithm and used it to his advantage. He experienced propaganda techniques through everything that he did. The consistency of the content and also the trolling mixed with a lot of the beef and the situations that he got himself into was all a part of a experienced propaganda technique. And it actually worked. Shock value and stuff like that, it actually worked. He made heavy situations look light, even if they was fake, or even if they wasn't. He made heavy situations look like it was more like a if you tell that person he can't, he's the I can and will twice with video footage, and not do it as long as I said I was going to do it, but I'm gonna make it look like I was, just to make you look stupid for the time being. That's how petty he was. However, it always worked out in his benefit. Then he taught you how to ride your own wave, because none of this could have happened if he didn't stay consistent with a lot of stuff that he said and pretended to be this big top gangster that he was on his videos or whatever. If he didn't keep on doing that, then pretty much, and he would have switched over too fast and started doing songs like Fifi and all that, then it probably wouldn't have worked out. It was all a transition from GUMMO all the way to songs like Fifi, and working with big artists and stuff like that was a transition through all of the uckery that he got himself into on purpose half of the time. But anyway, and he teach you that when the odds are against you, pretty much you can still tell the world to suck you and keep it going. The only thing I could say is they ain't gonna work in jail. I mean, that's probably the place where you will get shot or killed for saying some ish like that. But he tested a lot of people gangster, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought some people would step up, or some people would step up, say something or do something, and they didn't. Now, him joining the gang type of situation is like this. He joined the gang. Of course, we're gonna say that's stupid, especially because when I was younger, when I hung around them type of people, OG told me, you black, then you already a target. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That's already a color in itself. And I pretty much learned my lesson from that. Not really. I had pretty much started hanging around them and got my ass whipped a couple of times to learn my lesson. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact is, even I hung around them type of people because of the environment that I lived in. You feel that you need protection. You feel that you can't live without them type of people, but behind you, because you feel that you can't survive in that type of environment. environment. You know, the drugs, the killing, the senseless violence, the ignorance and stuff like that. It's like everybody, if the majority of the people around you is pretty much robbing and killing and stealing, you just going to end up pretty much the people that's getting robbed or stole or killed. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like the environment pretty much would drive you crazy. I watch a lot of web series and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, yo, his music was really like a cry for help, and it was snitching on the whole hood, you know, pretty much telling you like, now since you around it so much, you become a part of that. And then when you get rich and you realize, wow, and you look back, you like, yo, I never really wanted to do this in the first place. I really just it was really a cry for help. I really just need to get out of that environment, and I used the environment on itself. You know, it's like pretty much you use the environment to get out. You know, you see a way out and you like, you know what, we're going to get ourselves out of this, no matter if I gotta make my own music, make my own videos, rap about doing this stuff, pretend to be a part, like be the top goon of all of it, you know, and be on, like, it was all propaganda, but still it worked out for him, but not really, you know, not at the end of the day, because it still was messing with the police, and it was drawing a lot of attention, that unnecessary attention, and he didn't realize how famous he really was, and was still doing this stuff. And you know, they was really like, they seen the influence over the people that he had, and it was like a control, because it's like you're a part of a gang and you speaking for the hood, and you know, you got a young people who don't give a up, you know what I'm saying? They love that type of stuff, and they, you know, they ignorant in the sense of not knowing. So it's like, yo, his bars was trash, his 16's trash, but his delivery and songwriting capability was excellent, and that's why he kept it, you know, kept being able to persist the way he did. And he kept feeding his fans. He understood consistency, you know, on social media. His shock value, the hair, the 6ix9ine, the, you know, 6ix9ine, it was all a part of the plan. You know, he joined the gang. But put it this way, right? Why you join the gang? You join the gang for protection, loyalty, easy access to different ways to making money, fear, to put on fear, or to, you know, try to take away the fear that you got of your environment, for probably family, peer pressure, woman connections, etc. You join religion. Why? I'm a Christian, a conscious Christian brother, conscious of my history, respect other religions, but I know where I stand. I follow Christ. However, you join religion because of the fear of God, to get away from negativity, to stop worrying about money, lust, haters. You trying to live your best life. But then what happens? You realize your religion, next thing you know, you got some pro-black people like we you know, but the Bible was talking about just black people, and we supposed to be against our white people. And then you got some people who know you still see them doing negativity inside your religion. You like, yo, what the heck? Like, why you still do that, or why you still do this, or you out here still doing, you know, I'm being a bad example, or whatever the case may be. You start realizing that a lot of people around you just like can be frauds, or a lot of people don't really have faith, or you start to see people, you know, become the downfall of what you claim to be a part of. But then you start to go in the gang, the same thing. Start to realize that you number one, it's hard to get out because you know too much about the negative stuff about other people. You know who they killed, when they killed them, you know who got robbed, when they got robbed. You was a part of some stuff you wasn't a part of, even if you, and the thing is, that comes with the territory. Well, a lot of you join certain things. It's like this: you join to serve the organization, and then no, it's like some organizations you join because you want to pretty much do positive, or you see the positive aspect of it, but then you don't realize that it's a lot of negativity that comes with every organization, no matter what you join. It don't matter if it's religion, it don't matter if it's a gang, and everything is a gang when you really look at it. You got a group of people, they gang, you know what I mean? A part of one organization is a gang, or a part of one whatever, it's a gang, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff that you like. Certain people work for certain companies or whatever. You wear the logo, everybody wearing the same logo. If y'all saw standing outside, y'all would be a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple to me. So it's kind of like, no matter where you go, you ain't safe around the negative stuff. You know, the proud look, lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, feet that swift and runneth to mischief, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, a false witness that speak of lies, one who soweth discord amongst brethren. Like, that's just because it's human nature. You got some negative people on this planet, you got some positive people on this planet, and when you really look at it, it's like you trying to get away from, I mean, you just trying to live your best life. You dig me? And no matter what you join, you trying to see the positive aspect of it, and sometimes it turn around and bite you in your ass. Now, anyway, I don't want to get really spiritual about it, but let's talk about spirituality and this gang nature or the gang mentality or whatever. Pretty much it's a negative entity or a negative mentality, a negative energy that governs the spirit of a gang culture or a criminal organization. Basically, the breaking of a consciousness. Like, your consciousness break during doing certain crimes. Like, you would never think you would murder somebody. Imagine if you some people can accidentally kill somebody or accidentally hit somebody by a car and be traumatized, you know, and wound up off in themselves because of that situation, because they never thought they can off somebody, you know what I'm saying? Well, this kind of the gang mentality or the gang culture, their consciousness is broke down to the extent where some people kill multiple people, you know what I'm saying? And then they, next thing you know, what comes after that in that energy, that mentality, only a murderer can have. You know, some people rob multiple people, and some people don't rob people because they don't like dealing with that energy, the karma, the blah blah blah. But the gang, they have a lot of negative energies and spirits over a gang because so many people in the gang do negative stuff and their consciousness is broken from a normal mentality. You know how you got people who walk around, they don't really commit crimes. They just trying to go to work, come home. They stay away from stuff like that because they know that it could come back and haunt them, and they don't want to deal with the mentality of doing evil to other people. And they try to be good people, even though we ain't nobody good but God, but they try to be good people. Well, a lot or a majority of the people in the gang have a gang mentality because their consciousness is broken because of the negative stuff that they have to do or that goes on or they have to partake in, or just being around so many people who think like that. So it's a broken consciousness, like their consciousness is broken into a darker realm. You know what I mean? So spiritually, like when you involved in this type of energy, when he influenced these type of spirits, 6ix9ine helped this type of energy be produced. He helped it manifest in other people. That's why his music, it exposes the mentality that he been around his whole life, as well as many others. It's like a rebellious, create rebellion and anarchy type of music, full of hatred, anger, carnal thought, carelessness, pride, the criminal mentality that we need to kind of be against because it destroys rap culture, but it only worked because it's like the right formula, but just the wrong antidote. You know, in the or the right song, wrong lyrics, whatever the case may be. The fruit don't fall, like if don't fall far from the tree. When you hear the lyrics or hear what type of message that he's portraying or putting out there in his music, unfortunately, it's nothing good. You know, and you hear how they think. You know, you kind of it exposes how you have to think or how other people think, and it pretty much put people on it, or put your defenses up when you listen to this type of stuff, because it's like, yo, you really gotta be careful what you let in. Like, for instance, when he say stuff like, drive up to your mama crib, boy, tie her up, drive that shit off a bridge, little boy. When you hear stuff like that, you know what type of time they on. This ain't your lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it exposes the mentality of the group. Every lyric, every bar, you already know. Like, it's like, yo, they disrespect chicks. Like, he go back to, you know, skeeting some chick lips and, I mean, kick her out the whip. And then he go back to, you know, shooting a nigga like 13 different ways on how to kill him or whatever. And then he go back to, you know, kick the chick out the whip, skeet her the lip. It's like back and forth, this disrespect. So you hear the mentality, like you hear what they think is pop or what they think is cool or they think they have to say, or they are saying, and they don't give a F about saying it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it shows you the mentality right there. What he's promoting is nothing positive, and that's why like, if he was a Christian rapper, you think the feds would be on him like this? You think they'd be out there, you know, trying to stop his videos and music videos and stuff? But no. You know what I mean? He's putting the energy out there for the gangs to be around him, not no positive people trying to, build the community and do good. He around the people who's like, yo, yeah, killer, nigga, papa. I mean, these the people he's talking to, and that's the people he's going to be around. And he's talk about so many people being killers in this group or doing evil that when it finally happened to him, it's kind of like what, a shocker? No, you put that energy out there and it came back to you full throttle. You dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and the feds was watching, of course. You know what I'm saying? So it was no getting away from it. And we see that he was playing around with the cops, like dealing with the downfall. This is the downfall part. Like when he got booked the first time, you see he came out. He got the red bandana. He was like super blood. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really care. He was smiling. The cops looking like, we're going to get you one day. Like, don't worry about it. He thinking he got away with murder, got away with whatever he get away with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's dealing with allegations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speak up because that was already settled or whatever. But right now, I'm just talking about this part of the situation. We see that he didn't care. Like, we see that it was like a joke to him. Like, he didn't care. He did what he want. You know what I mean? And when you hang around a bunch of people who do what they want, you can't be surprised when that energy, you know what I mean, flip on you, or them people, you know what I mean, turn their back on you or hate or be envious of you or whatever the case may be. He should have been smarter. He should have also did research on he should have did more research on the hip hop. Like, he's getting into the hip hop industry, so you got to do research on stuff, that mistakes that you're making, or people who might have been snitching on themselves in lyrics, and who did this in the past, the same stuff that he was doing, these type of antics, and where did it lead them? Because why would you work a job and not do no research or not ask questions? When I started a job, I'm like, yo, who got fired for what? You know what I mean? What to stay away from, what to do, you know what I mean? What advice can I take to keep this job? The thing is, when you get into the hip hop industry, you got to do the same damn thing. If you don't do research, or if you don't understand, like, you're not the first person to do this, you know what I mean? So you have to understand what comes with it and the type of stuff that you putting out there. Like, should you put this type of message out there, or should you switch it up, or should you try to, you know what I mean, promote more positivity, not just in your videos of you walking around giving money out to, you know what I mean, homeless people and stuff like that. It's like, in a lot of negative situations, drew you to do good, to manipulate the audience anyway. So that was a manipulation. That was a propaganda technique as well. When he was going out there handing money out and stuff like that, it was kind of in spite of his enemies not being able to, because he had the bread to do it. So it was kind of like, even that was a play. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it as a whole, like, he was a young artist who pretty much, he used shock value to stay on top or whatever. He stayed in the news, his antics. He was an entertaining dude. He understood propaganda. A lot of people say he was smart, but people don't understand, like, what he really meant. You know what I mean? What they really meant by that. But however, the downfall was because of his ignorance, his not turning his life around fast enough, and finding out that his friends turned on him and stuff like that. His beef that he was engaged in and kept engaging in, even though he was dealing with court cases and stuff like that. The company that he kept, the influence and the spirit that he put out there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, these are the things that led to his downfall. What he's promoting is nothing positive, and that's why like, if he was a Christian rapper, you think the feds would be on him like this? You think they'd be out there, trying to stop his videos and music videos and stuff? But no. You know what I mean? He's putting the energy out there for the gangs to be around him, not no positive people trying to, build the community and do good. He around the people who's like, yo, yeah, killer, nigga, papa. I mean, these the people he's talking to, and that's the people he's going to be around. And he's talk about so many people being killers in this group or doing evil, that when it finally happened to him, it's kind of like, what, a shocker? No, you put that energy out there and it came back to you full throttle. You dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and the feds was watching, of course. You know what I'm saying? So it was no getting away from it. And we see that he was playing around with the cops, like dealing with the downfall. This is the downfall part. Like, when he got booked the first time, you see he came out. You know, he got the red bandana. He was like super blood. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really care. He was smiling. The cops looking like, we're going to get you one day. Like, don't worry about it. He thinking he got away with murder, got away with whatever you get away with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's dealing with allegations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speak up because that was already settled or whatever. But right now, I'm just talking about this part of the situation. We see that he didn't care. Like, we see that it was like a joke to him. Like, he didn't care. He did what he want. You know what I mean? And when you hang around a bunch of people who do what they want, you can't be surprised when that energy, you know what I mean, flip on you, or them people, you know what I mean, turn their back on you or hate or be envious of you or whatever the case may be. He should have been smarter. He should have also did research on he should have did more research on the hip hop. Like, he's getting into the hip hop industry, so you got to do research on stuff, that mistakes that you're making, or people who might have been snitching on themselves in lyrics, and you know who did this in the past, the same stuff that he was doing, these type of antics, and where did it lead them? Because why would you work a job and not do no research or not ask questions? When I started a job, I'm like, yo, who got fired for what? You know what I mean? What to stay away from, what to do, you know what I mean? What advice can I take to keep this job? Well, the thing is, when you get into the hip hop industry, you got to do the same damn thing. If you don't do research, or if you don't understand, like, you're not the first person to do this, you know what I mean? So you have to understand what comes with it and the type of stuff that you putting out there. Like, should you put this type of message out there, or should you switch it up, or should you try to, you know what I mean, promote more positivity, not just in your videos of you walking around giving money out to, you know what I mean, homeless people and stuff like that. You know, it's like, in a lot of negative situations, drew you to do good, to manipulate the audience anyway. So that was a manipulation. That was a propaganda technique as well. When he was going out there handing money out and stuff like that, it was kind of in spite of his enemies not being able to, because he had the bread to do it. So it was kind of like, even that was a play. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it as a whole, like, he was a young artist who pretty much, he used shock value to stay on top or whatever. You know, he stayed in the news, his antics. He was an entertaining dude. He understood propaganda. A lot of people say he was smart, but people don't understand, like, what he really meant. You know what I mean? What they really meant by that. But however, the downfall was because of his ignorance, his not turning his life around fast enough, and finding out that his friends turned on him and stuff like that. His beef that he was engaged in and kept engaging in, even though he was dealing with court cases and stuff like that. The company that he kept, the influence and the spirit that he put out there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, these are the things that led to his downfall. He asked people to test his gangster, and the feds joined in on the challenge. He wasn't humble enough to listen to the OGs around him, and he Willie lynched the pretty much the hip hop game. He old versus young dark culture a little bit. Not only that, he started to bully other artists to make himself look tougher, and he took the look in general with the shock value, the rainbow hair, but he a straight gangster in the hood, accepts his image, was kind of like a shocking thing to a lot of people, and it still threw people off, because you know what rainbow stand for in this society or whatever. And his music, you know, it was a good song with a bad message, you know what I mean, and the allegations that was against him. So it was a lot of stuff, and the people he was hanging around. So it was a lot of stuff that you know he put out there that he caused upon himself. And now we looking at pretty much the aftermath. Now, I want to talk about something on this topic. Let's keep it real. Money and power got to his head. They started doing dumb shit, got caught on camera. A lot of the time they snitched on themselves, pretty much either him or his crew, guilty by association. I remember I got caught when my homie, he stole something from Sears. We both got kicked out of Sears. I wasn't allowed to go back in Sears forever. Now they went bankrupt. That's what y'all get. But anyway, it's just the fact that how, like, you should be aware that the company you keep, like, you should have known. To fund him was like funding a criminal organization, because he need backup all the time. You know what I mean? Not only that, he was when he first started out, he was like he ain't hire security. He had his homies from the hood with him, which is why we thought he was so cool, which helped his image seem like a big top gangster or whatever. However, they got caught up doing dumb stuff, buying the equipment or robbing people or whatever the case may be, or being around crime scenes and stuff, and he got caught up, and you ain't nobody to blame but you aiding and abetting in every situation, like we clearly see. You know what I mean? So the feds pretty much, they outed him on that. They got his pictures up on websites and stuff. They like, yo, this boy is like not innocent. So it's kind of like, yo, and we all know he not innocent. And niggas come from the hood. We know what it is. We know what it is, but we don't speak too much on it. But hood-ish, we understand. But now you see the situation that he in right now. He got locked up. You know what I mean? The money and power went to your head. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Some people you should have been like, you know, we know P. Diddy and them like kind of got stuff going on like behind the scenes. He got hitmen and stuff like that. But guess what? You know what I mean? Sean got booked. He didn't. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you should have been smarter. You know what I mean? The only thing we could really say is hold your head up. Hopefully he make it out of there. But you got yourself in that situation. We can only learn from it as an audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know, like Shotty and them. Let's talk about the Shotty and them situation in another part. It's like, yo, they were going through a power struggle. You know, you could tell Shotty was going through a power struggle, and he was trying to keep some leverage or some type of one up over 6ix9ine, or to always stay relevant with 6ix9ine, even when they was going through something. You always seen him in the background. We knew something was up with Shotty when he was in the background of Tekashi 6ix9ine baby mom. And they was on the same Snapchat or in the same crib or something like that, and it was no 6ix9ine around. You know what I mean? So it's like you could tell that it was something up with him since then, and it was like going to be some type of drama in the future, because you clearly see on people's faces that they got some type of other agenda. You know what I mean? And then we seen Shotty, he was trying to like go back and forth, grab other artists, build them up on Treyway Entertainment or whatever. They was trying to build up other artists on there. I know that 6ix9ine not the only artist on there, or they not, you know, it's not just him, but other people was involved. But you could tell he was trying to go out. He was interviewed with other artists, trying to do different ventures and trying to get other people on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of other people, then you hear in the background his baby mom was like, you just sleeping with them. And he was like, and like he kind of admitted it. So it's like, yo, it's like, there was a whole lot of gang shit going on. You dig me? And they was trying to survive without 6ix9ine, because they knew once 6ix9ine leave, they can't violate 6ix9ine like too much, because if he leave the group, then he's helping fund the group. So if he leave, it's like, damn, like we effed up. So we are like, you can't just go, let's roll on him, because we all in the same gang, and like they do these like the gang rules don't apply to something, like not apply, but the gang rules not always gonna work when you got a rich mother who could leave the state, you know what I mean, move their family out of the whole, you know what I mean, shebang. And like now you left like, damn, we gonna catch up with him, we gonna get him, but then now y'all got felonies and stuff, y'all can't even, like, it's problems there. You know, you gotta hire somebody to get him and stuff like that. So and then y'all get caught with a RICO, it's a wrap. But yeah, y'all was like, which they did, but he wasn't the only one indicted or whatever. But it's like, yo, like you could tell, like the power struggle had to be crazy. You know, Shotty and them, like once he realized that 6ix9ine left, or once 6ix9ine went in that interview and was like, yo, they stealing from me, they robbing me or whatever. You know what I mean? No, I don't run with none of them no more. It was kind of like over from there. We clearly see. And then once Shotty and them said he wasn't in a gang no more, that's putting your life in danger, because now you was false flagging this whole time, which means even if you get out of jail, they still gonna be trying to kill you. And or while you in jail, they really gonna be trying to kill you, because now they saying on the on a phone conversation that he wasn't a part of the gang, or he wasn't a blood, and that's putting his life in danger, not even realizing what they saying right there. You know what I'm saying? That means you was false flag, like you was super blood in your music videos. Now you to find out you was the biggest false flagger. Yo, that's like some places that's death. Like some places they don't play with that false flag, and you telling me that y'all used him like that? That's, well, you know what? I don't even know no more. It's 2018. Things is different. Maybe gangs, you know, switched up their rules or something. I don't know, but it is what it is, though. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this situation. I'm not gonna be beating this, and you know what I mean, beating a dead horse. Like the boy already in jail. He got caught up. A lot of stuff caught up with him. Now you got people, I mean, still snitching on him, but trying to come up with videos incriminating the boy even more. It's like, yo, just let it go, that it. You know what I mean? It's happened. Like, we are like, the situation he going through not even over, and he's still going through case after case. People making it worse and worse and worse, especially with all these videos. But anyway, I'm Audi like a belly button. I'm pretty sure you ain't last to the end of this video, but if you did, definitely hit the like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you new. Peace.